All right, guys, let me know how the sound is. Honestly, what happened was like I'm on my travel setup, and I completely forgot that my daughter downloaded sketchy Minecraft skins off the internet on this laptop, and I had to reset all of it. So it has none of my stuff on it for work. And I got up this morning like 10 minutes before I was supposed to stream, and then realized I had nothing downloaded on this thing. Right. So I had to get this whole computer set up for streaming, and that's why I'm late, and I'm sorry. Sounds great. Good. Yeah, markets are interesting right now. Honestly, gold and silver, let's take a look at them. Here's silver. If I can pull it up, there it goes. And I'm trying to get there's silver right here. I'm trying to get TOS on this computer, but the updates are taking a long time. But yeah, look at silver, guys. $110 a share. Crazy, honestly. Pretty crazy. Can you hear the music well? You should be able to hear the music pretty good. Again, gold has also broken $5,000 an ounce. Look at gold here. Gold is at almost $5,100 an ounce for gold futures. So it's up a crazy amount. Yeah. I'm traveling again, bro. Honestly, I told my wife, like, dude, I'm tired of traveling, man. We got to chill out a little bit here, you know? We're just moving around too much. There's too much weird stuff going on. Yeah, I'm still waiting for TOS. Give me a second. I'll get TOS up. There it goes. Okay, it's ready. Hold on 1 second. At least I got another monitor this time. Wait, I changed my password. Yeah, but look at gold. Honestly, I'm curious what to do with gold today. Is it time to buy or sell gold? I'm streaming on a StreamYard, so it's a little bit different. Yields are at like what, 4.2% right now? And it's the Fed meeting week, so it's an interesting week. All right, I'm getting TOS up. Give me a second. Let me see if it populates. Yeah, I mean, it's not really snowing where I am. We had something we had to do. I wasn't traveling to get away from anything. We just had something we had to do. So, but the show must go on. I'm here, you know. Let me make sure I got all this stuff running. Let me get on. My portfolio is honestly pretty green today now that I'm looking at it. And wait, where's detach? Oh, there's charts. Gold, man. Look at gold's run. And it's starting to pull back a little bit. We'll probably day trade this at least some here. But man, let me make this a little bit smaller. I gotta go get my other mouse. I can't remember where I put it. I think I put it in the car. Nope, stop that. Honestly, I hate Windows computers. Stop. There we go. I'm gonna have to go get myself a mouse in a second. But how does that look? That looks good? I think it's acceptable. Yeah, let's put some other stuff up here. We got gold and silver. We probably put like Nvidia. Again, the stuff with ICE and all the stuff going on, I can't really get too much into it. Nvidia, the other stuff is down a little bit. I can't really get too much into it, but we're also potentially heading into a government shutdown, which I hope it doesn't shut down. But after the thing that happened over the weekend in Minneapolis, the odds of that shot up on Polymarket at least. And I'm hoping Polymarket's wrong. Like, I'm hoping they're just wrong about it. But there's a chance we get shut down again starting on the 31st. So in about a week, there's another chance we get shut down again. This week we have the FOMC decision, PPI inflation. and more stuff coming out. So we got a lot of stuff happening this week. Yeah, with all the stuff going on, copper. What's copper? Copper, is it HG? Is that copper or is that something else? Yeah, it's HG. Okay. So copper, because of the winter storm, is up to $6 in futures. $6 for copper. It's made a crazy run. If you look at it, it's on the bottom right here. Crazy run, basically, since they found out this winter storm was going to be hitting. You can see just the big run starting in January up there. But yeah, copper's up there just because people are gonna, or just because metals are up. Sorry, I'm getting copper mixed up with natural gas. Which natural gas? Natural gas is NG. This is run because of the winter storm. Look at this, up to $6, 607s right now. Now the storm actually wasn't as bad as a lot of people thought it was. Like they thought we would get snow in Texas. No snow, maybe some ice, but it really wasn't as bad as everybody thought it would be. But yeah, silver flying higher here. Gold flying high. The Nasdaq uncertain right now. You know, if you take a look at this, Nasdaq still sitting at 25.6s, and honestly, we've been pretty close to 25.6s for a long time. We've been sitting around 25.6s. So no, I'm just not home right now. So, but the show must go on. We're gonna do our trades and all this good stuff. We got durable good orders today at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's delayed durable goods, but this is a busy week. We did have some earnings drop this week. So like it's been a busy week this week. It's just a pain in the butt to freaking manage this thing, dude. Like it's a pain in the butt to manage all of this stuff for my travel setup. I'm tired of traveling, to be honest. And I forgot my daughter again downloaded those sketchy Minecraft skins, and I had to reset this entire computer. So I can't remember half of my login stuff. I got to go back and track it. Jim Cramer yesterday said Amazon is a buy. We'll see what that means. Might be easier to just check everything from my phone. But yeah, so Wells Fargo is also tapping Amazon Web Services to expand AI use. Again, spot silver up to like 110 right now. So silver, we got gold up. We can put silver here. Look at silver. Crazy. 110s, almost 111s for silver. And we did have some earnings this morning. We had like Still Dynamics come out. A couple other smaller companies. The Big Mag 7 earnings that we have coming out are going to be on Wednesday. Wednesday, we got a gang of economic reports. Specifically, if you look at this on Wednesday, we have, I believe it's Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla earnings Wednesday. But I want to make sure. But I believe it's Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla earnings. Like if I look at earnings whispers, you can kind of see tomorrow before the opening bell, we've got UNH, Boeing, UPS, GM, RTX, and more. Today we had, what do we got today? Nothing really big at the end of the bell. We had Still Dynamics this morning. They posted 182 EPS. They expected 172, so they beat EPS. They missed revenue, though. They expected 4.6. They showed up at 4.41 billion. We had Ryanair, Baker Hughes beat EPS and revenue, and a couple of small financial banks. I'm wondering if this is a dip buy on the Nasdaq, though. I might buy this dip here. It looks pretty solid. Let me buy it. We're at the 200 exponential. I'm going to take a longer term trade. It's going to be small. And maybe I'll add into this and just see if we bounce around the 200 exponential. Again, markets are elevated today. Government shutdowns potentially looming. Gold and silver are both over record highs. The Japanese yen is also rallying, putting pressure on exporters like autos and electronics. Natural gas prices are up after the winter storm hit. You got tariff stuff going on. But again, a heavy winter storm is still impacting the eastern third of the United States. Travel disruption worries are there. And so I'm curious to see what happens today with anything. It's the reason natural gas is higher. Again, if we take a look at yields, yeah, yields are currently at about 4.2% right now. If you take a look at them, here is yields on a market watch, but yeah, you can see a 4.21% right now. So a little bit lower than they were last week, honestly. Yeah, previous close they were 4.246%. So yields are a little bit lower actually. Odds of a rate cut this week should be less than 3%. I'm assuming. I'm assuming they're going to be less than 3%. Yeah, if we take a look at this right now, odds of a rate cut. Yeah, they're 2.8% right now, which is basically where they were at the end of last week. But pretty low. I mean, it's unlikely we're going to get a rate cut. Most likely a pause. And people are then, as always, going to pivot to what Jerome Powell actually says during the meeting. You know, and again, let's do a poll here. It's an interesting poll. This week, will Jerome Powell be hawkish or dovish in this press conference? So I'll do that as a poll. Will Jerome Powell this week have a hawkish or dovish tone? Vote on the poll. Let me know what you guys think. We're a little green on this trade. I might add more to it, but I'm just going to sit tight and wait. I'm worried about this 680 level rejecting it. I'm very bearish for this entire year. The coffee's pretty good. I can't remember what it is. I think it's community coffee. Miss Kramer's announcement. I believe I'm in Amazon as well. I'll have to go check. Jim Cramer said Amazon was a buy. It's basically flat this morning with everything else. I mean, we're in the Fed meeting week, earnings season. Have you heard SCOTUS might delay the IEEPA decision to mid to late February? Well, yeah, is it the next potential? Let me check. All right, so we're a little green on this trade. Yeah, I believe the next date is what, February 20th as the next realistic window for a possible opinion. They're taking a break until around then. Yeah, so basically they think it's going to be released anywhere between February 20th or up to June or early July is when they think the potential. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to add to this now. We got a nice little pop here. I'm checking market news right now, so give me a second. All right, I don't know what just happened, but I got really lucky. I'm going to start liquidating this. Yeah, the Saudi foreign minister says UAE decided to leave Yemen, and if that's the case, they will assume responsibility. I'm going to cover this. Some type of big bounce just happened in markets. I'll have to keep tracking this. I don't know why the bounce happened, but hey, luck is better than skill sometimes, I think. I'll take it. I just cut that. I don't know. Again, I don't know what happened. Let me check news. Wells Fargo partnering with Amazon Web Services. I don't see any breaking news for this, but if you guys see something, let me know. Yeah, we popped for something. Kramer effect. Yeah, we made like $70 pretty quick. But yeah, as for the tariff decision by the Supreme Court, we've been covering it. You know, I assume they would release it sometime, but yeah, look at gold. Wow, gold is up there, man. It's making moves. Morning fake outs. Great buy zones yesterday for crypto. Yeah, let's put all crypto up here. That's one of the things I don't have up on my charts. Yeah, we do have durable good orders today. So remember, we do have durable goods going live today. Here's Bitcoin right here. Oh, dude. Bitcoin at 87,000. It's pretty flat again. Hasn't really moved a ton. How do I get all this crap out of my way on TradingView? Oh, man. I hate being away from my home computer. Get out of here. Yeah, here's Bitcoin right here. So Bitcoin sitting at 87,000. It's going to be volatile today. I'm not sure. I think it could be either way. I think we are ahead of the FOMC decision. FOMC meetings this week on Wednesday. We got a lot of big tech earnings as well. And sometimes leading into those type of reports, we get kind of choppy, stagnant, kind of boring takes, you know. Just investors and traders are less interested in taking big positions ahead of this stuff sometimes, and so we'll get like just sideways action leading into these big events this week, and so we might just get chopped this week. I'm not 100% sure, but we might just get chopped. It's hard to tell. All right, so let's see what we got going on. Again, the only real news I see is the Wells Fargo, Amazon Web Services news. Everything else is pretty quiet when I check the news sources today. I mean, again, gold and silver popping. Earlier, we had some earnings come out. China's agricultural minister said task of stabilizing and upgrading beef and dairy production remains arduous. Mexico is also considering halting oil shipments to Cuba in order to avoid U.S. retaliation, according to Semaphore. But we got a couple good trades in already. Let's see what we get moving forward. I might day trade some stocks too today. It just depends. You know. Gold is breaking all-time highs. So is silver. Gold's right here. I might day trade gold too today too. It just depends. They're just up so much. Gold and silver are just up so much right now. Silver's starting to dip down. Look at silver making some moves here. It was at almost 111s. It's back down to 109s. But yeah. Still pushing up a little bit on the Nasdaq here. We'll see if it continues. Silver pulling back. Is it time to buy gold or silver? We did a poll. We asked people, will Jerome Powell be hawkish or dovish today? 62% think he's going to be hawkish on Wednesday. 32% or 38% think he's going to be dovish. Look at this dip now too. I'm checking sources. At the very least, I got my news sources up today. But yeah, SOFR rate showed up at 3.65 on the 23rd. 3 days ago, it's 3.64. So a little bit higher here. Didn't we have some Palantir news over the weekend, or some valuation concerns is what I was hearing for PLTR? Yeah, so it's dipping down to Palantir at 168.50s right now. 168.50s. Yeah, so people are basically saying it's trading at a super rich multiple. It shows price to earnings ratio at 400x, price to book ratio over 60, far above the average software sector stock. Some research notes and articles in January frame Palantir is a prime example of an AI premium risk. Still, a lot of brokers have raised price targets or upgraded the stock this month already. And again, I think, you know, they basically cited accelerating U.S. commercial growth, strong Q3 beats, and AI super cycles. A lot of people say it's a hold, not really a sell. Let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I think if Palantir is doing the type of deals, especially with the government, that people say they are and that they say they are, I think there's potential reasons to be optimistic, but there's always risks of overvaluations. But companies can grow into these crazy valuations. Again, I remember Amazon had a 100+ PE for a while, and now it's back down to like 30. So Nasdaq's still holding here and still pushing higher. So look at the Nasdaq move up. I'm watching that 700 level here. I'm still checking some news. So Nvidia is apparently investing $2 billion in CoreWeave Class A common stock. What's CoreWeave? It's CRWV. Yeah. And look at this news. So again, big CoreWeave news. Nvidia investing $2 billion in CoreWeave Class A common stock. So again, Nvidia investing $2 billion in CoreWeave common stock. That's what's driving markets up recently here. Look at this. Huge move for CoreWeave. So big news. Yeah, sorry, CoreWeave up big. Again, Nvidia is investing. I'll put this up on screen so people can see it. We should let me does it let me do both? Oh, it does. Cool. Hey, I kind of like the, honestly, I kind of like StreamYard's setup. Like, I like my other one a little bit more. I can even zoom in if you guys want me to, like, I can stick myself up here and then throw this up like this so you guys can see it. But yeah, Nvidia investing $2 billion in CoreWeave Class A common stock. You can see CoreWeave pop. I need to make this a little bit smaller. This is a weird looking banner. It's a little bit too large, huh? But that's all right. Here, hold on. Yeah, let me see if I can figure out. Let me edit this. There's got to be a way for me to make this smaller. Maybe I have to edit the banners, but that's all right. We'll keep it for now. But yeah. Nvidia investing $2 billion in CoreWeave. Look at the Nasdaq turn here, though. So the Nasdaq just turned for something. Let me see if I can figure out why. Strategy purchased 2.9 thousand worth of Bitcoin for $264 million between the 20th and 25th of January. So the last week, again, MicroStrategy purchased almost 2.9K worth of Bitcoin for $264 million. Again, Nvidia CoreWeave, they're strengthening their collaboration to accelerate the build out of AI factories. CoreWeave is going to adopt Nvidia CPU and storage platforms and multiple Nvidia generations. but something's driving the market down now. It looks like it's Nvidia. So good for CoreWeave, bad for Nvidia is how stock traders have digested this recent news story. And now Nvidia is back up a little bit on this. Let's see if we can find more info. Yeah, so Nvidia invested $2 billion in CoreWeave, $87.20 per share. CoreWeave currently over $100 a share. Again, MicroStrategy bought almost 3,000 Bitcoin for an aggregate purchase price of $364 million. That news just came out. And Michael Saylor's strategy is going to buy 2,000 again, or almost 3,000 worth of Bitcoin. I'm curious if I should buy this or not on the Nasdaq. I mean, I'm already pretty green on the day. How much did I make on that last trade? We made 20, 40, 60, $70 or so. So we have a cushion. I'm going to buy into this pullback here on the Nasdaq. See if we get a pop. We got a reasonable cushion here, I think. And so we can take a little bit more risk. We have 5 contracts here. Let's see if we get a bounce. If not, we'll cut it quickly. It's all good. I want to see if it bounces at 680 like it has been all day. I don't like that red candle though. Let's see what happens. All right, there it goes. Nvidia looks like it wants to go up. There we go. I'm going to cut some of this right here just to protect it. A little bit too volatile for that many contracts. I think we can reduce it a little bit and give it a chance to rise now. But yeah, big Nvidia CoreWeave news. Again, CoreWeave is up ridiculous amounts, up to $101 right now. So big percentage moves for CoreWeave. There we go. Maybe I should have held the full position. That's all right. There you go. When it works, I guess. But it's still volatile. We'll add to this, take a little bit more risk now. There we go. Take that off now and then cut it. All right. So far, so good. I don't know how much I made on that. Yeah, I mean, we're a little bit now. That's good. All AI companies are doing way too much circular financing, building a house of cards. Yeah, but the question is, do we catch up to that? So, I mean, I get the circular financing arguments. I really do understand it. The question is, do we catch up to it? I think most people agree that AI is going to be the future of technology. I think this is just something that's really evident in a lot of stuff, is that AI is the future. And again, I think a lot of people don't want it to be, and so they think it's not going to be out of what they want to happen, like kind of confirmation bias. But I think when you look at it objectively, AI is going to be the future. It is going to be something that is enwrapped in everything we use. And so I think it's one of those things where you got to look at it objectively and understand that maybe that market catches up to it. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we catch up to it. And what I mean is maybe we catch up to some of these valuations. Not 100% sure. Yeah, the mic sounds pretty good today. But yeah, maybe we catch up to some of these crazy valuations. I don't know. Again, I really don't know. Yeah, we do have durable good orders at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time today. I'll schedule the stream for it. I believe it's delayed data for durable goods. I don't know how much it's going to affect markets. We'll have to wait and see. But we are going to cover them live when they drop at 8:30. Again, Nvidia announces a $2 billion. I'll put this news up one more time just so people can see it. I wish there was another way for me to edit this. I'll just leave this up. Yeah, Nvidia investing $2 billion into CoreWeave. This is what they said right before the tech crash in the 2000s. Well, yeah, I mean, look, and there's obviously parallels with the dot-com crash, right? Internet was the next big technology, just like I said, AI probably is. There's monetization concerns, but again, I'm going to say this once, I'll say it again. I think they're going to monetize it through data. Just like they do search engines, they're going to monetize it through data. And I think that's going to be easy to monetize to a certain extent. So I'm not really worried about monetization. Whenever the public uses a technology so heavily like they do with AI now, and like it's going to get more and more and more in that way, that dynamic is going to increase more and more. They're going to find ways to monetize it. The question is, do valuations catch up before the bubble bursts? If there is a bubble, do valuations catch up before it happens? And that's a better question. I'm not sure. I think it's possible, but it's also possible we burst and go into a longer term bear market. Not long term, but it's possible we correct from this and we see some tech stocks fall. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, well, CoreWeave just got this big $2 billion investment by Nvidia, and now it's up to $102 a share right now. So kind of a crazy move for CoreWeave. Again, it's up. The question is, does it hold? And I really don't know whether it holds. But again, just to put this into perspective, Microsoft is also reportedly set to become the only tenant of a new hyperscale data center in Amsterdam. But yeah, Nvidia and CoreWeave are strengthening their collaboration to accelerate the build out of AI factories. They're going to adopt Nvidia CPU and storage platforms in multiple Nvidia generations to build 5 gigawatts of AI factories by 2030. And so again, Nvidia investing $2 billion into CoreWeave. At about $87.20 a share for CoreWeave. CoreWeave is now up to 102 right now. Nasdaq is still pushing higher. It's over 25,700 right now. It just got rejected there, but it did tap 25.7s just in that range that we had drawn on the chart already. Look at 25.7s here. This is where we bought that last trade. We covered around here. I wanted to get out before 25.7s just in case we do reject at this line I have on the charts. But yeah, so far so good. Trading is pretty good. CoreWeave again up 8+% in the Nvidia deal. SKYT is up 7.5%. They're going to be acquired by IONW for $1.8 billion. Cisco is up 2.3%. They were upgraded at Evercore. Netflix is up 1%. They were upgraded at Philips. But yeah, this is the big news of the day. And again, look at Netflix here. Netflix is up today. Alphabet's up to 327s. But again, I'm watching Nvidia to see how it responds. It's now net green from this report. The Nvidia investment is actually good news for AI. Well, yeah, I mean, AI stocks are higher. Yeah, silver, gold, man, they've made some crazy moves. Silver and gold have flown higher, like much higher. So silver and gold, they've made some big moves. We'll see if we keep trading. We got a pretty good cushion on the day. I might dip my toes in trading silver just to see what it gets. But John, I saw a funny AI video of changing. Yeah. Gene Silva. Yeah. I know it's like Jean Silva or something. I'm going to call him Gene. But yeah. I wasn't able to watch the fights, honestly. I had something I had to do. Again, Nasdaq's still creeping higher. Yeah, we do have durable goods. 8:30. I don't know how much it's going to move the markets, but it's something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the durable goods order report that we have coming out today is delayed. Let's see. Today is Monday. Yeah, we get a durable good orders for November. It's expected at 3.1%. The last one was negative 2.2%. Bro, I'm just hoping they do not shut down the government again. You know, I asked AI what the odds were this morning, and granted, it is AI. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt because it is AI. Nasdaq's still pushing up. Nvidia still pushing up. Coreweave still pushing up. But I did ask AI again what the real odds were regarding the government shutdown. And I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, essentially what AI said, and I'll read it in a second, but what AI said was that it's still probably not the base case that we shut down. But that it could happen. Hold on, let me find it. It said right now the odds of a shutdown by January 30th, 31st deadline has jumped a lot in prediction markets, but they're still well below the base case territory, and there's already a full funding package on the table apparently. So on Polymarket, traders are now pricing in 70 to 80% chance of a shutdown by the 31st after a sharp move higher over the last 24 hours after what's going on in Minneapolis. Most other write-ups still reference markets around 8 to 11% for a shutdown, but those were pre the latest spike from the news that happened over the weekend. But yeah, odds have essentially risen materially from the single-digit level seen right after the House vote. But the House already passed the final set of fiscal year 26 appropriation bills covering defense, labor, HHS, education, transportation, homeland security. But the Senate still has to clear it before January 30th and is not back in session until this week. The big hang-up is the Homeland Security ICE funding and related policy riders. So Senate Dems are threatening to block the bill over those provisions, creates timing risks in the Senate. Bro, we better not freaking shut down again, dude. We better not shut down again. Do you guys think, let me know in chat right now. Put yes or no in chat. Do you guys think we're going to shut down again? Will we have a government shutdown at the end of this month? Let me know in chat. Put yes or no. Will we have a government shutdown? Dude, I freaking hope we're not. We are. Yes, 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 yes. I hope y'all are wrong. I genuinely hope y'all are wrong. Again, maybe it's confirmation bias. I don't want us to shut down. I don't like shutdowns. The whole chat says, yeah, I haven't seen one no in the chat already. Everybody's like, yeah, 100%. I hope you guys are wrong. Does anybody think we won't shut down in the chat room right now? It hurts, guys. It hurts. I don't want us to shut down. I literally see zero people in the chat room saying we're not going to shut down. Literally nobody. And that's very strange. Usually, you know, even if I'm like, hey, are we going to raise rates when it's 99.9% likely we're going to cut rates? At least somebody in chat's going to be like, yeah, we're going to raise rates, even though they're wrong. Thank you, BT. I see you right there. Look, there's a no. I believe we're not going to shut down. You know. It was wild because we're still getting delayed data from the last shutdown. Like still, it's January now. You know, it ended in November. You know, the last government shutdown ended in November. We are still getting delayed data. You know, still. Right now, like today's durable good orders report is from November. We're still getting delayed data. What would be the dumbest thing to do? There's the answer. My beard's looking questionable, bro. Come on now, man. How's my beard bad? It's just thin right now. I had a formal event I had to go to. You know? Can't go in there looking like Grizzly Adams. We're up to 706 right now on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's still pumping higher. Honestly, CoreWeave is getting pretty close to 103s. Or to 105s. 104 is the high of the day. Yeah, I genuinely hope we don't shut down. But, you know, I hoped we wouldn't shut down last time. Most of the time we don't shut down. Most of the time everybody's like, oh, we're going to shut down. We're going to shut down. And then right before we're supposed to, they get some type of deal done and then we don't shut down. And I'm genuinely hoping that's what happens here. Because I've covered government shutdowns prior to last year. I covered them. And most of the time what happens is exactly what I just said, which is that people are like, oh, no, the government's going to shut down. Government's going to shut down. We get right to where the deadline is, and then they get a deal done. So I'm hoping that's what happens again. Again, durable good orders dropping in about 9 minutes. They're expected at 3.1%. Last time they were negative 2.2%. 3.1% is what they're expected at today. Shutdown is coming. Are rate cuts likely? No. Right now, at this point in time, there's only about a, 2.8% chance we get a rate cut this month. It's incredibly unlikely. Why is it unlikely? It's unlikely because everybody in the Federal Reserve, the last FOMC decision, everybody in the Fed was basically like, hey, we can cut rates in December. And then we're going to take some time off of rate cuts, basically. We see this in the Fed minutes report. We see this in a lot of different things that basically most people in the Fed agreed that after this previous rate cut in December, that it was unlikely that we were going to cut rates for the next few meetings. And so I think even if you look at odds right now from the Fed Watch tool, which is incredibly accurate for stuff like this, right? Even if we look at the odds of this, it's not looking like we're going to get a rate cut until June at this point in time. June is where it finally pivots to where a majority likelihood probability that we get a rate cut sometime before June. But outside of that, the odds for all the meetings prior to June are for most likely a pause. April, 72% chance that we do not cut interest rates again by April. So June is when it pivots. But yeah, we're at 3.5 to 3.75 right now. Like the current rate's at 3.5 to 3.75. And again, even by April, 72% likelihood we do not cut rates. June is when it finally pivots. So we're probably not cutting rates for a while. The question with that pivots to what Jerome Powell's tone is going to be like during the actual press conference. And so we'll see what that looks like. But the next possible ruling by the Supreme Court, I think, is is February 20th. So we got like a month almost. Yeah, I mean, both sides of the political spectrum are just getting more and more polarized as time goes on, unfortunately. And I'm not going to go into it, but it's a interesting political landscape right now. What's up, Halo? What's up, Sean? Yeah, February 20th. Again, I genuinely hope they change the infrastructure for how they release these Supreme Court decisions. Tell us which cases are on the batch before you drop it. Don't make me sit there. I mean, I'm okay with sitting there. It gives me something to cover, but I'm not home. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people voted for hawkish Powell. 59% think Powell's going to be hawkish. 41% think Powell is going to be dovish. So I think he's going to be hawkish. I don't know. We could get a pause and then a dovish Powell. Inflation, even though a lot of people are going to argue about the accuracy of the inflation data we've gotten, inflation data has been pretty flat. It's 2.7, 2.8% for PCE. CPI, I believe, was what, 2.7%, 2.8%. And so inflation has been slowing. Inflation doesn't go down, it slows down, right? So, and again, the real reason people think we have sky high inflation right now isn't because of the inflation rate. It's because of the inflation we've seen over 5 or 6 years now. And they don't, and again, inflation doesn't go down, it slows down. The only time it goes down and it doesn't stay for long is when we hit deep recessions, depressions, and stuff like that. And then it doesn't stay down anyway. And so, you know, I had a family member ask me yesterday, like, are we ever going to see food prices go down from where they are? And food might fluctuate slightly, but are we ever going to see, you know, basically 2020 skewed a lot of things. Are we ever going to see those numbers literally go down and stay down? Like, go back down to normal is essentially what he asked me. And I told him, I don't know. There's a chance we're just stuck with it. And the best thing we can hope for is like an extended period of, you know, neutral prices. Like, no, not prices increasing, not prices decreasing, but just kind of staying the same for a few years to correct. I think that's the best we can hope for right now and that type of stuff. All right, guys. But yeah, durable good orders drop in about, what, 4 minutes now? 4 minutes. So let's see what we get today. Yeah, I mean, this is my actual laptop setup. I can get a better setup for myself, but it doesn't matter, dude. It'll pivot after May. Yeah, that's why it's spiking so much after May, is because Jerome Powell's stepping down in June. Or no, is he stepping down in May? It's May. He's stepping down in May, right? So after he steps down, the odds of dovish Fed, you know, increase is what it is. That's why it spikes a little bit after them. What's with all the political trolls today? I don't know, man. I think people are just... I think, generally speaking, people root for one political side like it's their football team. And it's really easy to get people wrapped up in stuff. The media on both sides is really... I'm not going to go into it, but the media just gets people really upset. And a lot of the time, half the time, people on both sides don't know the actual facts behind anything. And so they just get upset over stories. And a lot of the time it's intentional. I just stray away from it. But, you know, in times like now over the weekend, you know, even more really polarized stuff politically happened. And people are just people, you know. I think Powell will say interest rates are going to hold longer because we are at inflation risks. Yeah, I mean, he's going to pause rates. He's not going to cut rates Wednesday. You know, he's just not. Again, if you watch the last FOMC minutes report, which details why they chose to make the decision they did in December, that meeting or that recap basically, again, the standard that they set was that we're going to cut rates in December, which we did, 25 basis points, and then we're going to keep them there for a little while. All right, guys, durable good orders are about to drop. They drop. Let me see when they drop. Hold on. In about 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button. Put it in 2x speed. And we'll catch up to the stream. But again, durable good orders set to drop in about 30 seconds here. 30 seconds. We'll see what we get. I'm waiting on it. 25 seconds. Government shutdown's not confirmed, but a lot of times it's the odds makers are pricing in a high likelihood of a shutdown again. I hope they're wrong this time. All right, here we go. 5 seconds before durable goods. Again, this is a pretty small release. I don't know if it's going to move markets. It should be releasing right now. All right, durable goods, 5.3% durable goods, much stronger than expected. Again, 5.3% versus 3.1% expected for durable goods. Again, much stronger than expected for durable goods. 5.3% versus 3.1% expected at a negative number last time at negative 2.1. So stronger durable goods orders month over month than expected. Again, I'm not really seeing a big influence. We did have the Chicago Fed National Activity Index that came in at negative 0.04%. Negative 0.04. Last time was negative 0.2 plus. So we'll see how this affects markets. But again, durable good orders higher than expected. Core durable goods for November higher than expected. This probably is not going to move the market too much, but it's important to cover and just give you guys some understanding of what's going on. But again, both core and regular durable goods showed higher numbers than expected, stronger numbers than expected here. I'll put them up on screen. Give me a second. But stronger than expected durable goods. And yeah, we'll see what happens here. Take this timer off. But again, here's the durable good numbers. We'll see how the market reacts to this. Again, 5.3 versus expected 3.7. Previous was a negative number. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is old data. I don't know how much it's really going to affect things, but we'll cover it nonetheless. I mean, you know how it goes. I'm trying to think of whether I should buy this dip again here. It's backed up because of the shutdown. And again, that's why I'm hoping we don't shut down again. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping we don't shut down again. But again, it's looking more and more likely as time goes on. Again, durable good orders surging. Headline durable goods up 5.3%. Core CapEx orders up 0.7%. We did, again, Chicago National Fed activity was negative 0.04%. They expected negative 0.2, or they expected negative 0.2, so a little bit better than expected there as well. Again, we had the India Trade Secretary says formal India-European Union deal signing is going to be done after legal scrubbing. Let's see what markets do now. How you feeling about OPTT? Yeah, you know me. No, I'm assuming is OPTT Ocean Power, bro? It's probably been. Hold on, let me see this. It is, bro. Dude, this penny stock. I remember this stock from when I traded penny stocks, bro. I'm honestly surprised it's still around. It's only 60 cents a share now. This thing has been pumping and dumping for like a decade. OPTT. And so this thing has been up and down ridiculous amounts. I'm not touching this freaking thing. It's ridiculous. They're obviously pumping and dumping this thing half the time. I'm just not messing with it. Good luck, bro. Make your money on that thing. I'm not touching that thing. You know. All right, look at the Nasdaq start to drop here. Look at the NQ start to fall. President just tweeted. Okay. President just tweeted. He said, I am sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He has not been involved in that area, but knows and likes many of the people there. Tom is tough but fair and will report directly to me. Separately, a major investigation is going on into the stuff going on in Minnesota. There's some investigations happening into politicians. Yeah. And don't judge me too much for the rainbow mic, okay? Listen, I've said it once, I'll say it again. This mic has a genius marketing strategy to get you to download its software. You know? It's really genius. Download the software, or we're gonna make your mic rainbow and you can't change it. You know? I can't say it's not smart. I can't say it's not smart. I really can't even hate on that strategy. Do I want to download the software on this computer? No. And so Rainbow Mic it is. Yeah, I can't even hate on that strategy. It really is kind of smart. Nasdaq's starting to break down under the 200 exponential here. Let's see if we got other breaking news. Let me check. But again, Nasdaq's starting to flush. It's probably from the president's tweet. Nasdaq is starting to fall. Where's oil at right now? Oil is higher than it's been in a while, at least over the last day. It got up to almost $62 a barrel this morning. Again, gold and silver, crazy moves. Obviously, I'm watching $5,000 for gold futures, silver as well. You know, we're looking at a couple milestone levels for silver futures. But man, big numbers. They did, you know, I remember telling you guys maybe a couple weeks ago that I think gold wanted 5,000 an ounce and silver wanted $100 an ounce. And I think it's important to understand how milestone levels, just big whole dollar numbers that traders are just naturally attracted to, how they can act as magnets for stock price action or for futures and markets price action. You know, we don't always hold over those specific levels, but a lot of the time those levels can kind of attract people because, you know, investors and traders are looking for, you know, they're big milestone whole dollar numbers, you know, $100 an ounce for silver, $5,000 an ounce for gold. And now both of them are over those levels. Nasdaq really starting to turn after the president tweeted here, though. Look at the Nasdaq come back down. So again, Nasdaq starting to turn. It's falling down. It's at 665s right now. So again, this is basically news on federal action in Minnesota. The president said he's sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He's going to report directly to him. Major investigation is underway into the welfare fraud. And yeah, causing more uncertainty news. I'm surprised silver. I'm curious to see if silver and gold bounce on this news. We're up to 109.30s right now. 109.30s in these. So I'm curious to see if these bounce. I would short this, and we're up really nicely on the day already. My mic is fabulous. I believe so. I believe it is. You know, the image is blurry on your feed. Doesn't look blurry to me. I'm watching it right now. It might be blurry to you, but it's not blurry to me. Should we buy gold at this price? I mean, I'm not going to tell you to buy gold. It depends on how long you hold it, to be honest. If you're holding it for 2-3 decades, you know, I'm not going to say, I'm not an investment professional, guys. I'm not liable if you lose money. You know, make your own assessment, trade smart. Look at all this stuff on screen. I can't guarantee anything. Not an investment professional, guys. You know, understand all this stuff. With that said, though, if you're holding for decades, and again, don't copy me. I might be wrong about this, but if you're holding for decades, buying gold right now might not be a bad move. You know, let me know. Is it time to buy gold at these levels? Chat, let me know. Oh yeah, the camera. My camera might be blurry. It's my PC camera. Let me see if that helps. Dollar cost average. Yeah, long term, that's probably the move. But again, Nvidia Coreweave are up big after Nvidia's investing $2 billion And the Coreweave was announced today. Coreweave up to 101.50s right now. So crazy movements. Again, we did a poll. Will Jerome Powell be hawkish or dovish? 58% think hawkish. Look, I know you guys like to see my beautiful face, and now that my camera's not as good, you guys are obviously unhappy about it. And listen, I understand. You know, it's hard to look this good. You know, I got another camera. I would set it up, but you know, I forgot my daughter downloaded sketchy Minecraft skins on this computer, and I had to reset the whole thing. And so the reason I'm starting late today is because I blame my daughter. You know, she's a good kid though. She just wanted Minecraft skins. You know, downloaded a virus on the computer, had to reset it. Is it time to buy copper? I should have shorted this 200 exponential level here. Yeah, you know, I told my daughter, I was like, look, you can use my work computer to play Minecraft, but do not download anything on this computer. You know, she's like, oh, yes, sir, I understand. You know, I would never download anything. I pick up the computer the next day and I open it up, and it's trying to force like a fake version of McAfee, and it's putting it on the screen and it won't move it. So I know it's adware or it's malware. And I go up to her, I'm like, hey, Manny, why'd you download a virus on the computer? And she's like, oh, I didn't download anything. And I'm like, nope, you did. And she's like, yeah, I downloaded Minecraft skins off of this website. Nasdaq is flushing down here. Look at this drop. Wow. After the president tweeted, Nasdaq is falling after federal action in Minnesota was announced. I might short a little bounce here in the Nasdaq. See how big of a bounce we can get. We'll try. We'll add a little bit to it. Maybe scale into a position up to like 75 if we can get that high. I'd like to see a continuation down. And we have a very large cushion on the day here. So we can handle a little losses, but I'm not going to sit in this too long if it doesn't reject. But again, Nasdaq is reacting negatively after the president tweeted federal action in Minnesota. But yeah, we are short. I'll give it a second. Coreweave and Nvidia already up decently. How much time we got until the open? We got 45 minutes. All right. Trying to ride the momentum, but I'm also kind of wimpy about this one right now, so I'm going to sell one just to reduce my size. If we don't get an immediate rejection, a lot of the time I'll like limit my size. We're already up, you know, very nicely on the day. But sometimes this backfires on me, but sometimes it also just is good risk management. We've had like 2 or 3 all green trades today. And I can cut this and have a little bit more time to be more loose with it. Today is green. Yeah, I mean, stuff is up. It's a little interesting of a day, though. It's ahead of the Fed meeting. We might just get choppiness today is what I'm worried about. We could just get potential chop. Let's take it too long. Yeah, I'm just going to cut this, I think, and just wait. It might break down, but still very green on the day. 200 exponentials up there at like 75 or 80s. Maybe that's what we're going to reject at. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to wait for that. Yeah, CoreWeave and Nvidia, again, big deal was announced by them. $2 billion investment into CoreWeave by Nvidia. You can see this news. You can see CoreWeave on the bottom right chart. It's up significantly. Nvidia is less up. Obviously, the deal's better for CoreWeave than it is for Nvidia. A lot of people are interpreting this as just Nvidia spending more money circularly. So, all right, I'm going to short this 200 exponential level again and see if we can get some green in. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't reverse on me. Maybe I'm being too aggressive here. But we got the 200 exponential and a level that I like on my charts. But yeah, maybe I am being too aggressive. All right. Nvidia now starting to wake up. It's at 186.50s. Honestly, I really want my normal mouse to trade and not my laptop mouse. But it's outside in the car and it's too cold out there, bro. I don't have shoes on either. I'd have to put shoes on to go out there and maybe just deal with it. But I don't know where the car key is, too. All right, I'm going to get out here. I don't know. I just doubled down on it. That's not good. Well, maybe it is good. There we go. Why didn't you guys tell me the market was going to go up? I don't know whose fault that short was, but it's definitely not my fault. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not an investment professional. We were keeping it a secret. I believe that. I really do. It's all right. We had a cushion on the day, so we're kind of just flat on the day now. Market's tricky. All right, so Goldman thinks the Fed is going to hold steady. Oh, really? Goldman Sachs expects the Fed to be uneventful, broad consensus to keep rates unchanged. Governor Waller and Bowman are likely to support it, leaving Stephen Moran as the lone dissenter. Goldman forecasts 2 rate cuts this year, likely starting in June. They basically believe what I said earlier, which is that markets are pricing in June. All right, we'll cut this. Definitely worst trader ever right today for sure. Again, will we shut down again, guys? We asked people. Almost everybody said yes. I think out of like 100 comments regarding the shutdown, one person said no. And I feel like that person just said no to appease me because I was like, hey, nobody said no. So do you guys think we shut down? Nvidia's climbing here. That's one of the reasons we're climbing up right now. Do you guys think we shut down? Let me know. I hope not. I don't think we shut down. Yeah, it's tough to tell. Let's see. Y'all can hear the music, right? It's not just me rambling. Can y'all hear the music? There's 700s. I want to see if we reject the 700s. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll see what day trading at the opening bell. Look at this. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green candles in a row now. 9 green candles in a row. Nine green candles in a row. Up to 706. Again, a lot of this is Nvidia and other microchips. Look at Nvidia. Nvidia is creeping up. Where's AMD at today? Here's AMD, 256. Apple's up a lot today. Amazon's slightly green too. This is just tech. Netflix is up today, which is good. I'm in Netflix right now. Oracle is green on the day slightly. Again, CoreWeave news is benefiting things. United Airlines expects reduced cancellations on Monday as weather conditions improve. Yeah, I check gold and silver. I'm in gold and silver right now. So here's silver. Silver's at 109s. Again, 110s. Interesting level. Gold. Almost 5100s. Hit 5107s in gold futures early this morning. So how many Netflix shares? I think it's a pretty small position. I think I'm in like 35 Netflix shares or something like that. I'll have to look at how much. Yeah, I'm in like 35 Netflix shares. It's not a big position. So. Yeah, gold and silver obviously just making big moves. Where was your entry for silver? It was when silver was at like 80 an ounce for silver or so. I told the chat when I bought it. Look at Nasdaq bouncing at 700. So I'm still looking at what's up here. Out the way. I'm still looking at 715s. But again, Stellantis registers 2.4 million vehicles last year, had 15% market share in hybrid. End customer orders are up 8% in the second half, 16% in quarter four. They plan to introduce at least 10 new products this year. Also, Transportation Secretary Duffy says we hope to get back to normal flight schedule on Wednesday. Yeah, Netflix at 87s. Yeah, I'm checking up other news here. We're heading into the opening bell. We got what, 30 minutes until the open? So we'll see what we get today. It's an interesting day. We're ahead of the FOMC meeting. We had earnings this morning for regionals that weren't terrible. They were basically green except for one that missed revenue. We're heading into the FOMC decision. We got a lot of stuff going on about a potential government shutdown coming and more. So it's kind of an interesting week this week. So apparently there's a Senate vote today on the government shutdown. The House has already passed funding bills for several departments. The Senate is expected to pass a package that funds the Department of Defense, Labor, Health. When did this come out? This came out on the 24th. So that was before all the craziness of this weekend. So let's see what happens there. Yeah, so in Polymarket, they're betting 80% chance of another government shutdown this Saturday. %, 80%. Kalshi, they're up to 79%. I need Netflix 50 to 70. I remember when you were saying Disney was under 100. Yeah, I mean, look, people hate on Disney for political reasons, and I get it. But Disney has an incredibly obvious trend. Like with Disney, it's pretty easy. Again, nothing's 100%. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable. If you lose money, don't copy me, whatever else you want to say about it. But the range between Disney is like anytime it dips down to under $80 a share, $90 a share, it usually ends up popping pretty quickly back up to like 110, 120. And this has been for years. It's done this. And I've taken these type of trades literally for years and years and years. Look at the range on Disney. This is one of the easiest ranges in the market. And it doesn't mean it's going to continue. But up to today, I've taken this range multiple different times. I've bought the lows under 90. I've sold 110s, 115s. Roughly. And it's just an easy range to attack. And every time it dips down to 70s or 80s, people are like, oh, it's the end of the world for Disney. And then every time it gets up to 110 and 115, they're just kind of quiet. Oh, it's too high. Maybe that's the case. But again, silver flying higher. Crypto, here's silver. 109s. Again, gold, 5,000s. We're going to watch these at the opening bell as well. Yeah, I'm looking at his different tweets right now. This is about something else. So many ads on the site, man. I saw him say he's sending Tom Hammond to Minnesota tonight. Yeah, I mean, he's just got so many tweets in the last 24 hours. It's hard to see. I haven't seen any recent ones about the shutdown. Nasdaq's still climbing higher here, though. I use a bunch of different news sources, social media, a lot as well. Yeah, I saw the Stellantis news already. Gold and silver starting to dip down with market strength here. Generally, gold is not what makes you most money. What we are just all right. Look at the Nasdaq still climbing higher here. We're over 725s and we're still pushing. Again, silver, gold flying higher here. They're dipping down though with the Nasdaq. Lately, what we've seen is gold and silver go up as the Nasdaq goes down, and there's more volatility as the VIX rises. Gold and silver rises, basically. Uncertainty and volatility creep in, but you can kind of see that dynamic now with the Nasdaq pushing higher. And if you look at silver on the top right, it's dipping down. And you look at gold on the bottom right, it's dipping down as the Nasdaq has climbed higher here. So we'll see if this dynamic continues into the opening bell in 25 minutes or so. New York Stock Exchange fully open with snow. Yeah, I mean, snow's not going to shut down markets. Might make less people trade because of, I mean, it might make more people trade, honestly, if they're stuck at home. Honestly, the weather wasn't as bad as people thought it was going to be either. OpenAI is also seeking premium prices and early ADS push, according to the information. Again, the big news this morning, Nvidia investing $2 billion into Coreweave. Coreweave and Nvidia both elevated here. And a lot of this is microchips pushing. Look at Nvidia. Nvidia is almost up to 187s right now. There's Coreweave. Coreweave and Nvidia dragging the market up a little bit. Still pulling back a little bit. I'm curious if we get 700s, I might try to buy it again. And we'll see what happens. But that's what I'm looking at right now. Maybe if we get 700s, I might try to buy. Just went in long at the bottom. Yeah, CoreWeave is up like 8 or 9% right now on the news of Nvidia here. So CoreWeave is up a pretty significant amount. Nvidia giving CoreWeave execs exit revenue. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Nvidia was beaten down, or Netflix was beaten down. That's why I bought it up where I did. I don't remember my average, but I'm pretty close to flat on it. Any major news? We had durable good orders come in a little bit better than expected. So we had durable goods come in a little bit better. It was delayed November data, so it wasn't the most relevant thing to markets. We do have PPI inflation data. I'm pretty sure we have it this week. Let me check for sure. But I'm pretty sure we have PPI inflation data on Friday this week, I think. Let me make sure. Yeah, we have PPI inflation data. It's delayed for December, but it's still one of the most recent inflation gauges we've seen. And again, it's expected January 30th, 0.3% is what's expected. It already came in at 0.2% last time. We'll see what core inflation shows. And next week, if the government doesn't shut down, next week we should have the JOLTS report, ISM services and manufacturing, the ADP employment report Wednesday, jobless claims Thursday, and then Friday we're scheduled to get a labor report on February 6th next week. And so next week we're honestly supposed to have a pretty busy calendar of reports. So pretty busy calendar next week as well. We'll see what happens though. Hopefully the government doesn't shut down again, but we'll see. And again, the biggest news this week, there's two big stories this week. Fed meeting on Wednesday, obviously, but it's pretty expected that we're not going to change rates. We're not going to cut rates. Obviously, we're not going to raise rates. We're going to pause interest rates again on Wednesday. But we'll have the FOMC press conference, which is going to be pretty freaking relevant. A few hours before that press conference, a few hours after that FOMC meeting, we have Apple. What is it? It's like Apple. Yeah, so on Wednesday, Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla earnings. All big earnings reports, same day, same time at 4 p.m., 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla Wednesday. So we got the Fed meeting. After the Fed meeting, we got Microsoft, Meta, Tesla earnings and more. ServiceNow, IBM, Levi Strauss, a bunch of earnings dropping after that. We will be streaming these earnings releases live as it happens, but a lot of stuff going on there. Fed meeting, earnings, definitely a relevant market day. Shutdown odds are pretty high. Yeah, I hope we get some movement today. It is Monday, so generally speaking. And look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq ended up dipping around 8:30 or so, but we just got bought up. We have not really had much downward pressure in the last 45 minutes or so. We've been basically moving up straight. So we'll see if that dynamic continues. Yeah, the odds of a shutdown are up. So, see what we get there, but the odds are not low of a government shutdown. I'm hoping they change, though. Yeah, so Tom Lee's Bitmine is buying 40,000 plus ETH worth 117 million. CoreWeave did complete the sale of 22.9 million shares to Nvidia. So again, CoreWeave completed the sale of 22.9 million shares to Nvidia. Nvidia is creeping up to almost 187s now, though. So there's that news. Apple said Unity Connection braided solo loop will be available in Apple Store locations starting later this week for $99. Again, Nvidia unveiled the AI Earth 2 system to sharpen weather forecasts. And so again, they launched Earth 2 family of open models. Apple said they introduced a new AirTag with a better range and improved findability. So we got some news coming out in tech right now. Again, Nvidia unveiling their AI Earth 2 system to sharpen weather forecasts. Apple announcing some new products. And we are heading into the opening bell in about 20 minutes or so. What are we buying today, guys? I don't know. What do you guys want to buy right now? What do you guys think looks good for a buy? I mean, CoreWeave and Nvidia are up significantly. Is Apple moving on this new announcement news? Yeah, Apple's up today with everything else. Apple's up to 250s. Crypto, X, a pony. Hey. All right, we're starting to dip down. We're at 720s. Problem with weather forecast stuff is National Weather Service is running on bare bones. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's 27 degrees in Houston right now. Do I want to buy this dip? Maybe a little bit here. I'll try. We'll start small though. Like very small. We'll add to it now. We've kind of gone back and forth in pre-market today. We had some good trades, and then we had a red trade or two that kind of brought us back to break even. I'll see if that continues, but this might be a little greedy of a buy, though. I think maybe I'm a little too high up in the range. Should have waited for 715 or so if I wanted to, but CoreWeave still pushing. Nvidia's still creeping up. Maybe it wants 187s. It's a little bitty trade here, though. There you go. We're just going to unload a little bit, scalp it a little bit. We're close to the opening bell, so I'll hold the rest. But Nvidia just tapped 187s. Kind of a flat trade right now, to be honest, but CoreWeave still pushing up over 102s. I'm going to cut the rest break even and just get out. Do you like Bitcoin here? I think long-term Bitcoin is probably going to be fine. Short-term, I'm not sure what it's going to do. It's been in a range for years, not in years, but it's been in a range for months now. And so I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. I like a long-term, though. Monthly close soon as well. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if we're going to shut down leading into stuff. We'll see. You know, it's hard to tell what we're going to do. Yeah, I mean, most precious metals. Most precious metals are pretty green. Silver, gold are up big. I got lucky and bought silver around 80. And honestly, I was nervous about buying it where I did because it was up so much leading into 80. Now it's at 110s, you know, so yeah. Love how everyone late to the party talking about silver about to break out. Yeah. I mean, hey, better late than never, right? Yeah, Societe Generale sees gold reaching $6,000 an ounce this year. Also, Jeffrey says the yen's recovery may extend as the Bank of Japan raises rates and the Fed cuts, narrowing the U.S. and Japan gap. The yen should also benefit from dollar diversification amid policy uncertainty, according to them. All right, guys, we got 14 minutes until the market opens. 14 minutes. Again, I'm sorry I was late today streaming. My daughter, you know, maybe I have to reset my computer. Look at CoreWeave and Nvidia again. CoreWeave and Nvidia are up significantly after a $2 billion deal. Nvidia investing $2 billion into CoreWeave. CoreWeave is up huge. Nvidia's up some. It's up at 187s now. So heading into the opening bell in 14 minutes, we'll see what we get. Bull or bear for the opening bell, guys? Let me do another poll. Are we going to get a Fed share announcement this week? Maybe we do. It's hard to tell, to be honest. You know, like a month or two ago, he said it next week we'd get the Fed share announcement, and then he changed his mind. And so it's hard to tell whether we're actually going to get one. All right, go to the poll. Bullish or bearish for today's open? Go to the poll. Poll is not live. So again, maybe we get a Fed chairman announcement. Maybe we don't. Yeah, a lot of big earnings announcements coming this week. So we'll see what we get, guys. Again, I'm not sure. It's a busy week this week. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah, it's my mic. Don't judge me. Good morning. Salesforce. I think we consolidate for the first little bit in a direct trend. Yeah. I mean, I think we got the Fed meeting this week, and so we might just have sideways chop leading into it. Might. Again, it doesn't mean sometimes we run big ahead of the Fed meeting. Sometimes we don't. So might is a key word there. You never know what volatility is going to do. It's an interesting period of time heading into a potential government shutdown, heading into the Fed meeting, and then heading into earnings season today. So I don't know which stocks I'm going to trade in this session. I'm really not sure. It depends on what we get. I'll probably trade some stocks maybe, but sell them on a pop. Yeah, maybe if we get a pop. Market's already pushing up a little bit heading into the opening bell. We got 11 minutes left, so market's already kind of moving into the open. 10:30 report might push. What's at 10:30? I don't think we have anything super big. Let me see. We got. Oh, you're talking about the Atlanta Fed GDP now for Q4? Maybe. They're expecting 5.4%. It's a wild number. 5.4% GDP for Q4. Maybe. Again, we'll see. Less than 10 minutes now to the opening bell. Oil's elevated right now. I don't know what it does. It depends on what happens overseas, but oil's at 60.7s now. It was at 61s at the start of the day this morning, early at like midnight, 1 a.m. It was at almost $62 a barrel. It's all the way back down to 60, 70s now. So who knows what we're going to get for oil. Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. Yeah, that's not big at all. That's not going to move markets. Maybe the Atlanta Fed GDP now for Q4. But again, Atlanta Fed GDP, they put out some wild stuff too. Like it's hard to figure out. It's kind of like the University of Michigan. Like there's too much variance in what they say. And maybe they're changing their outlook, but a lot of the time they're just wrong. Yeah, like a lot of the time they're just wrong. Yeah, none of it's big. You think gold is going higher? Long term, obviously. Short term, who knows? Look at that 715 level. Maybe I should have waited and just bought that. Yeah, we got oil, we got Coreweave, we got Nvidia moving this morning on the $2 billion investment and just the AI trends. Apple announced some new products. They're up today. Meta's kind of slow. No, Meta's green, but it's not that green. Microsoft, pretty flat. Amazon, Jim Cramer recently said this was a buy. Amazon up today. It's at 240s. I'm already in silver. I've been sitting on silver for a while. So, yeah, Bitcoin's interesting to watch today too. We could look at like Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 87s. Tulips? Yeah, maybe it's a good buy. I don't know. Again, will the government shut down again, man? That's the question. I think that's the only question. Will the government shut down? I'm surprised we don't have any more, like, info. Yeah, I genuinely hope we don't get another government shut down. But who knows, man? We might. Yeah, but that's not why the government's shutting down, Tony. If it does shut down, the government's going to shut down because of funding for ICE after what happened over the weekend is the reason the government might shut down again. And I think they approved. They basically are now, the ACA stuff is less of the story. Jim Cramer says, quote, silver can be sold, your silver, gold do not let go. So basically saying hold gold, buy silver. Or no, sell silver, buy gold is what he's saying. You guys agree with Jim Cramer? Nasdaq's still holding at 715s here. We got 5 minutes until the market opens. Again, Coreweave up, Bitcoin. We're watching that. Yeah, I've heard the Cramer effect. Anytime Cramer wants something to go up, it goes down. Cramer recently said buy Amazon too. Amazon's green on the day though. Again, here's Nvidia. Again, here's silver. Silver's at 110s again, climbing back higher here. Nasdaq's starting to rip back up too. Looking for other recent news, but the Nasdaq is just climbing here. Look at this. Bounce right at 715s. Nvidia at 187s. AMD's down on the day, though. AMU's a little down on the day as well, though they're starting to bounce back some. All right, guys, here we go, heading into the opening bell. The market on open should be happening pretty soon also. All right, here we go, guys. What's your favorite thing to watch this morning at the opening bell? Let us know. We asked people, are you bullish or bearish? 59% are bullish today. 41% are bearish in our poll. Again, 59% bullish, 41% are bearish today in our poll. Let's see if that dynamic continues here. We'll see. Again, we're at 730s in the Nasdaq now. We did bounce exactly at 715s. 730s. Coreweave at 101.50s. Google up to 328s. Here we go. Opening bell coming soon. 2 minutes. Why does anybody buy physical and ETFs? Yeah, I think they think ETFs have more risk. Paper silver is riskier than physical. Oh, I forgot that came out. Bassett calmed the terror fears. Maybe a little bit. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Again, the big stories of this week so far, just a recap heading into the opening bell. Potential government shutdown starting January 30th. FOMC decision on Wednesday, the 28th. Big tech earnings, Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla. And Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, and IBM earnings Wednesday evening or afternoon. Right after the FOMC decision. So volatility day is probably Wednesday this week. Thursday, we got jobless claims. But then Friday, we have PPI inflation data for December coming out. So we have delayed PPI inflation data for December coming out on Friday. And again, the potential date of the government shutdown is Friday. So maybe volatility Friday, probably volatility Wednesday. Leading into that, the Fed is expected again to pause interest rates. Meta's WhatsApp labeled a very large content platform by the European Union. Again, Nvidia launched the Earth 2 family of open models. Apple announced new AirTag, better improved viability, and more. And Nasdaq started to push up. Let's watch 750. I think 750 is a big whole dollar number here as well. But again, we're heading into earnings season, so that's kind of one of the big dynamics today. Japan bonds have been increasing. I disagree. If everything collapses, no one is going to give a crap about physical gold or silver. Well, yeah, I mean, I've said that before. People like to say, oh, if stuff hits the fan, gold is going to go up. And it might initially, but if it really hits the fan, gold's just a shiny rock, you know. So it depends on how you look at it. I think, you know, there's going to be bigger problems if gold and silver go up. You know, it's problems, but it's not going to be the worst ever. Anyways, Nasdaq's still pushing up. There's the opening bell. Nasdaq is up to 760s right now. Let's see what gold and silver are doing. Again, gold at 50.77s. Coreweave at 104s almost. Coreweave about to break highs. Coreweave did just break highs. 104.70s for Coreweave. Nvidia's pushing up as well. It's at 187.50s. 187.50s for Nvidia here. Look at this drop on the Nasdaq. So we are turning down a little bit on the Nasdaq here. Apple's dipping after going up in pre-market. Microsoft's dipping. Yeah, this is Meta. No, this is Microsoft and Apple pulling back. Apple's one of the most heavily weighted stocks, but Apple's pulling back to 250s. I'm curious to see if that's going to be a support level. I would buy 700s, but we're just too close to the opening bell for me to trade here. Yeah, if this was delayed, hit the live button next to the play button, catch up to the stream. Morgan Stanley says gold could hit 5,700s in the second half of the year. Oh, dude, I wish I would have bought 700 or 715 right here, but it's too close to the opening bell. I can't get too upset. Iran's foreign minister and the U.S.'s wit call for exchanging messages that cover various issues, apparently. Nasdaq getting bought up. Look at 715's holding, market just rebounds here. Let's watch 750's now. Look at the Nasdaq, just broke highs of at least the last few minutes. Yeah, just broke highs of the day on the NQ. Tapped it at 762. Now it's coming back down a little bit. So we broke highs. We're only a minute or two into the opening bell here. Yeah, we're watching this. I'm curious to see what CoreWeave and Nvidia do, though. But we are at highs of the day here. Gold, 50-70s. Yeah, I mean, Bessin's just going to repeat what he wants the president to say. Yeah, sorry, it's a mess in here. I didn't have an extension cord.
Oh, I can grab an extension cord.
Hey, you're good. I don't need it now, you know. I moved this over, so you're good, you know.
I'll turn on the fireplace, please.
Okay. I appreciate it. It's already warm in here though. The heater's bumping, so you're good. I mean, you don't need to.
Right.
All right, guys. CoreWeave at 103.80s, 103.70s. Yeah, sorry. I had to make it work. I didn't plan it. I got up early this morning, and so I had to. This table is like the heaviest table I've ever seen.
It is so heavy.
It really is. Like I couldn't move it by myself. All right, guys. Nasdaq pulling back here. Yeah, no, it feels like it. Like I tried to move it. I felt weak this morning because it just, yeah.
You need another coffee?
No, I'm good. I got one. I appreciate it though.
Okay.
All right, guys. CoreWeave up to 105.30s. Let's see if Nvidia rises. Gold is actually creeping up a little bit with the rest of the market here. Here's Nvidia. I can now finally. All right, actually, we're 3 minutes into the day. If we get a pullback to 750, I'll probably buy it, but I don't think it's risk-free either. You guys red or green so far on the day? Let me know. Red or green on the day so far, guys. All right, there's 775s. We're just breaking up on the market here. Again, Nvidia and CoreWeave. Green? Yeah, silver is even moving up too. Gold elevated as well. I want 750 pullback here. Let's see if we get it. I'll buy 750 pullback. All right, look at CoreWeave rip up. It's at 106.50s. CoreWeave up to 107s almost. Yeah, maybe I'm missing the boat. It was just too early to buy after the opening bell. It was too early to buy this. I have to wait some time and let things play out first, and so I just didn't really get that chance. Again, CoreWeave gold. Nvidia, guys, 188.50s. Maybe Nvidia wants 190s. I'll buy a pullback. I need 760s now for a pullback here. Like I can move it up where I buy a pullback, but I have to kind of wait. CoreWeave got $2 billion investment from Nvidia announced this morning. That's why it's up a lot. CoreWeave is up huge. So CoreWeave and Nvidia both had news this morning. Again, CoreWeave, Nvidia buying $2 billion worth of investing $2 billion into CoreWeave. I think it's at like $87 a share or something. CoreWeave's now at 107s. So that's the news this morning, one of the biggest news stories this morning, and that's what's driving the market higher. Nvidia's pushing up to 189s. CoreWeave's up to over 107s, or at least it was. It's back down underneath it now. But yeah, that's the big story of the day so far this morning. Yeah, CoreWeave still pumping, just broke highs again, 107.25, high of the day for CoreWeave now. Nvidia basically at 189s as we speak. I'm kind of getting left behind here though. I wanted to buy a pullback. I thought we might do this. I just didn't quite get in it in time. And so that's all right. CoreWeave now up to almost $108 a share. All right, there's a dip here though. I don't know what's causing this dip. I could buy 775 here. I want 760s though. Maybe I'm being too careful. Look at 775. My level worked. But again, it seems a little almost too greedy buying this, even if it does work. I'd rather 760s right here. But, you know, anytime I skip a level, there's always a chance that the level works. And again, with CoreWeave pushing up to almost 108s and Nvidia flying higher this morning, you know, that's how it goes. Yeah, I just got left behind. 775 though, guys. Again, the levels I draw on my charts, you know, they just simply work sometimes. They don't always work. But when they do, they work well. You know, 70% of the time they work, you know, 100% of the time, I think. Silver, gold, both pushing higher at the opening bell as well. Kind of following markets, which is interesting here. Look at silver. Silver might break all-time highs again. All right, so Canada's PM Carney says a review of the USMCA trade deal will be robust. He said we are finding new trade partners. Carney apparently rang the opening bell. Maybe I should have bought 775. Yeah, the FOMC's Wednesday. So is big tech earnings. Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla earnings. No, is it Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla? Let me see. I think it's Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla. Hold on, guys. Yeah, it's Meta, Microsoft, Tesla earnings Wednesday. And that's after the FOMC decision Wednesday as well. So Wednesday will be the most interesting day this week for sure. What is that? Look at this dip. CoreWeave pulling back a little bit. Can I buy 760s now? It's like a big drop to buy, but you know what? We'll take it. I'll add a little bit more to this. There we go. Liquidate. Look at that buy right there. Cut it right there. All right, so far so good. We got an immediate bounce, like literally as soon as we bought this thing, it bounced higher here. You'll love to see it. Nvidia CEO says demand remains incredible for our entire suite of projects on CNBC. And so again, Nvidia CEO is speaking right now. He said, again, demand remains incredible for our entire suite of products. And so this news is now benefiting markets. So Nvidia's pushing up. It's almost a 189s right now. Look at this pop. Whoa. Big pop in markets here. We're going up higher. Again, CoreWeave is up 14% after Nvidia invests $2 billion in the company. Intel shares are down. Look, another big pullback here. Wow. So we're getting another dip right now. We went down to 775 and bounced immediately. All right, guys, so we got this little dip here. 797s. Again, Nvidia still pushing up towards highs at 189s. All right, so we're pulling back. I need a larger pullback, to be honest. We got a small one. Do we continue higher here, guys? I don't know, man. Let's see. Let's see. All right, so we're starting to test the highs again. We're at 820s right now, 820s. We'll see if Nvidia and these other ones can really push up like they want. So Nasdaq back at highs again, 825s as we speak, guys. 825s. Applaud Digital. Yeah, I'm checking breaking news right now. Carney on the president calling him governor. I can handle it. The UAE is to host more peace talks apparently, and CoreWeave shares are still up big. Again, Nasdaq just broke highs again up to 830s as we speak. 830s right here in the Nasdaq. Let's see if we can make some actual movement here, though. CoreWeave had a deal with the. Let me see. So mostly green since the opening bell today. Yeah, we have earnings this week, so it should be interesting. Look at Nvidia starting to dip. We're at 188.20s. So Nvidia's starting to come down here. I might actually try shorting this. It's risky, but we'll see. We're in a couple contracts here. I just want to see if we dip down. Nvidia's starting to turn. And so I'm going to try shorting this now. I'm take some of that off. Nice. Take more off here. Hold the rest. Maybe add back some size. There we go. This turned out really nice as a short. I'm going to cut it right there. Yeah, overextended market, I think, made sense to short. But just a little pullback. We'll get out while we're still green. Yeah, I think gold and silver, even if we do pull back, might benefit. So maybe I'm not saying it's time to buy gold or silver, but if the Nasdaq keeps pulling back, we'll see if CoreWeave and Nvidia bounce here on this dip, though. All right, so we got an even larger pullback from where we got in. Let's see if it holds. All right, guys, I'm probably going to cut the stream. You know, we've been streaming for a little while. I'm out of town right now. And so I'll be back probably tomorrow. But again, I appreciate the love. Remember, I'm not an investment professional, and we're green, so we'll probably just cut out of here. Remember, guys, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Make your own assessment, trade smart. I can't guarantee anything. And yeah, y'all hit the subscribe button, guys. I'll cut out of here. Good luck. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We do have the ADP jobs report tomorrow, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be covering that. More stuff going on tomorrow. Obviously, we'll see what the shutdown odds are looking like towards the end of the week with Fomc and more. But yeah, I'm going to cut out, guys. So I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Have a great day.